He's like, I'm just watching the random garage fill up with stuff while this guy talks about how heavy concrete blocks are. Step 2 for building out the fort is gonna be buying the lumber, and don't have a lot of people here with me today. Got the geese flying over. To do a bunch of camera angles, so you're stuck looking at my garage gym and the boards while I unload. We're gonna do some of the we're gonna do 6x6s, but my wife and the kids went ahead and got 4x4s from Home Depot. I'm not sure. They went ahead and just purchased them and left them in the back of the truck for me to unload after my work day, so I haven't had a chance to speak with them on exactly what the reasoning was. Probably a price issue, but I mean, if any of you are used to building or have some build experience, you think, and you watch the last video, you'll think a little kid fort, which I recommended we put on 6x6s. That's quite a bit of overkill, but those are my kids, you know? So I'd rather over-engineer it, I guess, so to speak, than under-engineer it. So if you watched the last video, you know we said that our first real step, I don't know, maybe it's the third step, maybe it's a fourth step now, but is, as far as actual building, is just going to be putting the footers in place. So we've got these 4x4s now. We're going to put them 3 or 4 feet off the ground, so this will get us multiple footers for the actual square of the floor, and then we're doing 6x6s for the main floor framing with the joists. So I got a few more 6x6s to unload, and then we'll see what they got for our concrete footers. Yeah, I don't know where you all are watching from, but this is, at least while we're recording this is January in Colorado, and I know there's a lot of folks north of me that are going to give me no sympathies for this, but man, one of the things that coming from the south, the hardest thing for me to get used to, and if I'm honest, I'm not used to it yet, is how dark it is. It always gets dark. I mean, I don't know what time it is. I just finished most of my work day a little while ago, so it's not too late. 5 o'clock, something like that. And man, it is dark and cold out there. Oh, we got a UPS here. Let's see what he's doing. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, sir.
Good. Thanks for meeting me out here.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Have a good day. Yeah, it's always tough man, I always respect those kind of delivery folks that are always delivering in the winter, Colorado, Montana, whatever the case may be. Because where we live here in Colorado, man, this little area gets snowy and icy November, December, and got a splinter. It does not let up. Sometimes April, sometimes May, They are driving, walking, delivering packages in that ice. For me, I just walk down the street and I fall over sometimes. So I'm gonna go ahead and make another little, well, try to stack this here. I think we might have one more in there, so let me think what they were thinking. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think they, let's see what else they buy, because gotta have 4 for the base of the floor. And then my son's project was to calculate how many joists he needs to run across that main floor framing. Yeah, it looks like one more 2x6, and then we've got, how many joists would that be? 4 joists. So whatever that math ends up being, like I said, a lot of this is, I don't know, technically overkill in terms of over engineering, but the main project is, it's twofold really. I don't think we mentioned this on the last video, but one of the, oh man, I gotta go get some other, well, I locked my tailgate up and over. Oh man, those are heavy. Wow. Well, if any of y'all want to do farm boy strong workouts, all you gotta get is some concrete pavers and move them to one side of a pasture and pick them up. I'll put them in your truck and then pick them up, and whew, my goodness. I wonder what that is. That's kind of an awkward weight. Probably not too heavy, 20 pounds or something. Anyways, I don't know. It's like I'm just watching the random garage fill up with stuff while this guy talks about how heavy concrete blocks are. One of the things we want to do with this project, kind of twofold, I guess. One is just to have a fun project and learning experience with my kids and wife, working on a building project together. And the other, based on this design, is, one of the inspirations we got was from a channel called Bush Radical. I'm sure many of you have seen that channel. We'll link it somewhere. But they showed a bunch of videos on, simple, I guess you call them cabins that anyone can build. And if you go ahead and click over there, watch some of their videos, you'll see basically the concrete footers, floor, joists, etc. for this fort is based off of what they built. And of course they wanted to build a whole 12 by 12 foot cabin with full walls, windows, roof, wood burning stove, etc. We're not going to do all that, but we want to get more and more experience building so that more properties we end up buying, and maybe they don't have anything on the property, no running water or whatever, just setting up a whitetail property or a little elk camp or something like that, and we just want to do a small little cabin. Well, not only the parents, myself and my wife, but my kids will now, they'll know exactly how to build all of that themselves. And of course we're just learning how to build the floor, but you get the point. Little by little. These are interesting times trying to build up the right skill set for an adult, but also the right skill set for the next generation. You know, on the one hand, we've got to build up the skill set how to hunt, garden, build things, all the things that my grandparents and great-grandparents, that was just part of life, and it should have stayed part of life, but it didn't. It wasn't passed down generation to generation. You know, my dad tried to teach me as much as he could, but honestly, for a part of my life, I just unfortunately had deaf ears, which was real dumb. And so, no fault of his, it's fault of mine. And now I gotta go back and try to learn these skills myself, and then how to pass them on to the next generation so they're not stuck not knowing a dang thing. But at the same time, as you want to learn these, so to speak, old-fashioned skills, let me go ahead and close this little area. Sorry if that's loud for you. Well, this lighting's probably not any good in here, but and if you're still watching, you watch me unload a truck full of lumber for the fort / learn how to build small cabins in the wilderness, whatever this project ends up teaching all of us, adults and children alike. But like I said in the other video, this is really going to be step 1, step 2 with the kids. We're going to put those concrete. Yes, we're using 4x4s for our post. We'll have to see if that makes sense eventually, or we have to take those back and get 6x6s. But I think that's a great start. We're making good progress here.